Robin Hood Radio presents Stage Right or Not with Michele Willens. Michele is a longtime journalist and herself is a published playwright of several theatrical works. She's a frequent contributor to the Huffington Post, Daily Beast, and the Atlantic websites.
Another opening of another show.
All right, I believe last week I discussed some of the off-Broadway seasons soon to be opening. Well, this week I have to talk about the postponements. So let's start with the Signature Theater, a prominent off-Broadway nonprofit, which was days away from starting rehearsals for Infinite Life. That's a new one by the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Annie Baker. The production was supposed to run from October 5th to November 7th, but now all has been put on hold. Due to ongoing health and safety concerns, Signature Theater and Annie Baker have decided to postpone the upcoming production, the theater said. The company and the artist agreed that this is the best choice for this show at this time. Well, around the country, there have been other such cancellations, not just of plays, but of pop music, tour dates, and festivals because of the rise of COVID numbers, of course. The LA Times theater critic Charles McNulty wrote a powerful piece denouncing performer Laura Osnos, and she's a Broadway regular, and her decision not to be vaccinated, which led to the canceling of a show on Long Island. McNulty wrote, "Let me simplify matters for theater practitioners who feel that their hunches and convictions aren't being properly respected. Get over yourselves. You don't have a starring role in this particular drama. The tragedy that's been unfolding is an ensemble production. If this recognition has been lost on you, it's time to consider a new calling. The theater is a public art form. Actors and other company members who don't want to get vaccinated don't have to get vaccinated, but they need to step off the stage." Those were strong words. I like them. So all I can offer this week is kind of a hodgepodge of things to watch somewhere. Companies are trying right now to decide how much to stream even when stages do open. In other words, going to or sticking with the hybrid approach. For example, Theater Squared, which is a company in Fayetteville, Arkansas, has as its current offering American Mariachi, which is available both in person and online. The company expects to do the same for its premiere of the Linda Bloodworth Thomason play Designing Women, based on her TV show, of course. That's in September. TheaterWorks Hartford and Baltimore Center Stage are also following suit for their coming seasons. Hershey Felder is offering his latest performance from Florence, Italy. Now, while it was live on Sunday, it is available to watch on demand for a week. Unlike Felder's usual work, this one is not the story and music of just one composer, but of many, from Gershwin to Berlin to Paul Simon. Great music, and Felder is pretty genius on the piano. Just go to Hershey Felder Presents for that. The Second Stage Theater is introducing a pilot program in which select performances of this fall's production of Rajiv Joseph's Letters of Suresh can be streamed by subscribers who cannot attend the show in person. Hybrid plans are also in place at Rattlestick Playwrights Theater and at the family-friendly New Victory Theater. That one is building up its online New Victory Arts Breaks, a series of free interactive artistic activities for kids. Now, there is some optimism among the skeptics, and this comes from the prestigious Atlantic Theater, which writes, "Return to Off-Broadway, August 26th through September 26th for The Last of the Love Letters, a haunting world premiere play by Ngozi Anyanwu. In this unapologetically honest new work, two people contemplate the thing they love the most, to stay or to go. No word of streaming here, not yet, but protocols are intact and fingers are crossed." Again, that's the Atlantic Theater Company. The same is true with the always challenging HERE, H-E-R-E, Arts Center, Midtown, New York, now presenting a play about the actual hockey season of 2017-2018 that apparently was a particularly depressing one. The play is called Islander. It's written by two women, interestingly, though it's about the guys who play the game, the fans who love it. That one is up through September 4th. Check out HERE Arts Center for tickets. As for Broadway, tickets are being sold for all 41 theaters, hoping their shows will happen as planned. The first, Passover, is up and running, and I plan to catch it as soon as I return to the city. In the meantime, if you need an emotional pick-me-up in anticipation, I have a few things to suggest. The producing team behind To Kill a Mockingbird, the theatrical adaptation of Lee Harper's classic, that already ranks as the most successful American play in Broadway history, it has unveiled a new video intended to celebrate the return of The Great White Way. It features an original script by playwright Aaron Sorkin, and it's voiced by the returning Atticus Finch of the show, Jeff Daniels. Among his goosebumpy words, "This is what you came for. The moment the house lights went down and you and 1,000 strangers felt the same chill. And we've been without it too long. But come this fall, we're turning the lights back on." And on that subject, the Quad in New York is the first movie house, though others will soon follow, to premiere the documentary on Broadway, which I saw and enjoyed a while back. Orrin Jacoby's film is fun and historical and filled with big names. While it only makes slight reference to you know what, it has more meaning and feels more necessary now. Or we can all just hop a plane and go to London, where Andrew Lloyd Webber's newest show, Cinderella, has finally opened, albeit well past midnight when, well, you know the story. 5 weeks after the show's aborted July 14th premiere, and with numerous other dates offered and then dropped along the way, the new musical has at last opened at the Gillian Lynne Theatre. No streaming, but right there on a live stage with new songs sung by old characters. By the way, the name was Harper Lee of To Kill a Mockingbird, in case I got that wrong. It just came to me, but it's early in the morning. Anyway, the reviews of Cinderella make it sound like it was well worth the wait. And so on our shores, well, we continue to wait as well.
So my question is, and I was perusing our wonderful paper of record yesterday, and it dawned on me, UK theater has been open since the 19th of July. And instead of there being exciting things like, hey, for example, like, hey, it's working, no one's keeled over, we're doing it, it's crickets. And I was really struck that, here we're plodding along. But in fact, they did it. They said, "Oh no, we're opening," and they've got it. It's basically to the to each theater's discretion. They can be as full or as empty as they want.
That's right.
But they're doing it, and there's an energy that I find noticeably. I just don't understand why that hasn't happened here. There's something obviously wrong with me.
No, well, the outdoor, you of course are in a place where there's a lot of outdoor venues with a lot of protocols, of course. Everybody has all the protocols. Places with outdoor theaters definitely are coming back to life. It's the big indoor ones, and
but that's exactly why I was raising it, because these are indoor. We're not of course outdoor, and there are people who are still sketchy about outdoor, but let that pass. I'm talking about specifically, they went indoor. They opened indoors on the 19th of July, and you haven't heard about these giant, and it's like,
yeah.
And so it sort of makes you think, because that was 6-8 weeks ago. Certainly by now you would have known if there was a huge problem. I would say the same thing about ballparks here. Certainly by now you would have known there's a huge problem. But the mental, the splits, the compartmentalization is the word I was looking for.
I think what's happened is that we got excited because things were opening up, and then of course we got hit with this new one, and then that's made people cautious all over again and scared all over again, and in terms of traveling, in terms of going into theaters. That's been the
right.
cause. Postponements is just
No,
people are-
and again,
Yeah.
of course, I totally understand that. It's just that they had Delta too,
Yeah, I
and
know.
they're over it, or whatever. And
Yeah.
they also had the Guardian, which I think I mentioned last week because I just thought it was funny. The Guardian article that said, well, when we're done with the Greek alphabet, we're going to go to constellations for the variants.
Yeah.
So, right, yeah, I mean, and we're only, I think, at what, letter 5, 6, 7 of the Greek, deltas, of the Greek alphabet. So,
Well, that's good. You know your Greek alphabet. Good for you.
but the point being that theater is still open. I also did
yeah.
notice something else in the Times that you vaguely alluded to, and I wanted to just mention it, and that is there was definitely an article about, and I liked the word, thinning streamed theater. And the gist was not unlike the headline, which is people seem to be less psyched, for lack of a better word, to stream.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think we're getting tired of it. For a while there, it was kind of fun sitting here. I have to say I have a list of things that I've been invited to stream, and I just haven't done it. I must have streamed 50 shows, maybe more, that I've talked about with you over the last year and a half or so. And a lot of them were very good, and I hope they make it to stage, but that got tiring too. First of all, there's so much to watch on TV, or regular TV, or Netflix, and the sports have come back, and it's baseball season, getting the playoffs, and the U.S. Open opens next week, and tennis. So there's a lot of other distractions for people who care about more than just theater. I care about both. And I look forward to getting back and seeing shows. People are nervous. I'm perfectly ready to. I mean, I think they're taking every precaution. Do I look forward to sitting there with a mask? With people sitting far away. Well, that's not so bad. But it's not going to be. Look, and then on the East Coast, you've got the goddamn weather. On the West Coast, we've got the fires. So it's made the air bad, and that has been an issue for a lot of people. People didn't go to the Writers' Festival in Idaho because the air was still bad coming from California. I mean, this climate change thing is, the fires in Northern California. People aren't going out in Nevada and Reno because the air is so bad. So it's not a really happy time, but I guess it could be worse. We could be trying to get out of Kabul, So it's all relative, isn't it?
Stage Right or Not with Michele Willens, produced in the studios of Robin Hood Radio, robinhoodradio.com.